Weekend Mornings starts now.
Good morning and welcome into your wet and rainy Saturday. I'm Monica Coleman alongside meteorologist Brennan Menshaft. It's the last weekend of Black History Month and it's a good weekend to get out to the Sacramento Black Film Festival in Old Sacramento. With the amount of snow the Sierra saw over the last several hours, drivers heading east on I-80 and Highway 50 felt the brunt of several road closures. More than 6,000 big trucks go over the hill every day. I-80 is a major shipping route connecting the Bay Area and Sacramento with the rest of the country. Drivers we spoke to say waiting there was money not in their wallets. The clock reads 6:05. Let's get you up to date on today's top stories. New video this morning shows the shooting of the carjacking suspect by Sacramento police officers earlier this month. Police were able to find the stolen car on the morning of February 9th. This story you may find interesting. A new plan here in California hopes to stop new generations from smoking by phasing out the sale of tobacco by preventing anyone born after 2006 from buying tobacco products. Proposed by Assembly member. A new cruise has set sail and it will take passengers through the scenic California Delta. Take a look at this map provided by American Cruise Lines. Okay, maybe a tour of the Delta is not your thing and what you're really looking for is a great getaway. You might like this. Take a look. Starting in March, Southwest Airlines will have direct flights from Sacramento to Nashville. Okay, here's a look at what's happening today. A Black International Film Festival is happening on the Delta King in Old Sacramento today in honor of Black History Month. This festival will feature a bunch of different movies, short films, and panel discussions. The event aims to uplift and highlight local Black filmmakers. Coming up on ABC 10 Weekend Morning News, amid tears and celebrations, Ukrainians across the world are remembering those lost in the ongoing war against Russia's invasion. That full story ahead. Turning now to the one-year anniversary of Russian invasion of Ukraine. We are reminded of the devastation millions of Ukrainians have faced, as well as Putin's unwavering commitment to the war effort. ABC's Patrick Weavell walks us through the war during this past year and the outlook for the future. The U.S. has promised a sweeping new set of sanctions on Russian businesses, banks, and people. Meanwhile, closer to home, hundreds of people gathered at the state capitol last night to show their support for Ukraine, marking 1 year after the war with Russia. ABC 10's Alicia Machado was there and has the story. Wall Street wrapping up their worst week since December. The S&P 500 fell 1.1%. Dow also falling 1%, while the NASDAQ, doing no better, lost 1.7%. The month of February proving difficult for the economy as inflation, the job market, and consumer spending has gone up, forcing the Feds to raise the interest rates. More grim news in the housing market. The average long-term U.S. mortgage rate rising to 6.5% this week, nearly double last year's 3.89%. The 15-year rate, popular for home refinancing, climbed to nearly 5.8%. Rates, which had been dropping after they hit a 20-year high in November, have been heading back up ever since. The U.S. is going to construct manufacturing clusters for cutting-edge semiconductors by the year 2030. Arizona, Ohio, and Texas are likely in the running as cluster sites based on investment plans by Intel, Samsung, and others. The plan will use funds from the $53 billion CHIPS Act, which requires union workers to build the clusters. The Commerce Secretary says when completed, the clusters will create thousands of jobs. Deliveries of the Boeing 787 Dreamliner stopping again over questions about a part near the front of the plane. The company says there's no immediate safety issue for aircraft already in service, but the FAA says those planes may need fixes as well. It's another 787 setback production flaws, halting deliveries for more than a year, resuming in 2022. Coming up on ABC 10 Weekend Morning News, it's no surprise that the hype for the Sacramento Kings is real right now. We're breaking down their historic game coming up after the break. It's the moment you've all been waiting for. Let's talk the Sacramento Kings and their nail-biting game last night. Here to break it all down is ABC 10 sport reporter Matt George. So coming up, ABC 10 Weekend Morning News, you need to release some stress in your neck? Well, could cracking your neck be dangerous enough to cause a stroke? That story after the break. Plus, this is why we can't have new things. The sustainability challenge putting Americans to the test. That and much more coming up. You're looking live over downtown Sacramento this morning. What a beautiful picture there. Scattered rain poured across the capital city in the last few hours. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Monica Coleman alongside meteorologist Brendan Menchef. Brendan, I never thought I would say blizzard in Los Angeles in the same sentence, but it's been crazy in the Weather Center, not just in Southern California, but also right here in Northern California.
Yeah, LA County blizzard warning for the first time in 30-something years, I believe was that number.
Is this snow you see on the screen, or is it grapple? And if it's grapple, what does that even mean? What is a grapple? Well, I'm so glad we have you to break it all down for us. And we want to thank Tom Ennis and Carmichael for sending us that video. Awesome stuff there. And while this weather can be fun, it can also be dangerous. No matter if you're in the mountains, foothills, delta, or the valley, you'll see a wet, icy, or snowy mess on the roads this weekend. Being ready for the worst is key in these weather conditions. Staying safe. And this weather is not only affecting us in California. Alerts are sounding as far as Connecticut as a major winter storm moves across the country. Heavy snow, flooding, dangerous winds, and bitterly cold temperatures all in the forecast. ABC's Daria Ballinger has more. Could cracking your neck increase your risk of a stroke? Brandon Lewis from our National Verified team looks into it. You never know what you'll find on the back roads. And this morning, John Bartel takes us to California's Central Coast for an eye-popping tour of Hearst Castle. Throughout February, we brought you stories highlighting the Black community in Sacramento. This morning, we want to introduce you to one woman who is proud of her Ghanaian heritage. Meet Ajuwa. Let's meet our pet of the week. Each Saturday, we introduce you to a furry friend of the Sacramento SPCA that's ready to find a forever home. Today, meet Chanel. A golden wonder. Thousands of people have gathered in Yosemite Valley for a once-a-year phenomenon. When the sun sets at a certain angle over El Capitan's Horsetail Fall in February, the waterfall can glow orange, making it look like it's on fire. But officials say it only happens when the sky is clear and the water is flowing. So many people are drawn to the event each year that Yosemite is requiring visitors to make reservations. What a sight to see.
The world famous Firefall at Yosemite. Yeah, very, very cool. Definitely on the bucket list. Got to get down there and see it at some point.
Oh my gosh. But I hope a lot of people put down their phones and actually look to see it, because that's our problem nowadays. Like everyone's taking a photo, everyone's taking a picture, but sometimes you just got to be there and enjoy nature.
If you're looking at it through your phone screen, you're not looking at it with your own eyes. It's not the same.
Right? We said the same thing about LeBron.
That's right. Making that historic shot.
And nobody saw it. But they were watching it through their phone screens.
You're not going to go back and watch that video. Enjoy it in person.
See the waterfall, watch LeBron. Okay, we'll see you again at 7:27 with another news update.